Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports in association with Round for Round Boxing, www.roundforroundboxing.com. So we have a big fight coming up this weekend in the cruiserweight division, the British cruiserweight division. Fight between GB star and Commonwealth champion Lawerence Okolie against British champion Matty Askin. I can never tell if it's Askin or Askins, but it's Askin, so it's Matty Askin. Apologies. First and foremost, it's a good fight that's been made, and I'm glad that this fight is being made. It's good to see, you know, British fighters meeting one another and fighting one another. I think it's fantastic. You know, in terms of for Lawerence Okolie, he's doing almost what the Lennox Lewis story, trying to win the British, Commonwealth, European, then going on to world honors. That's great. However, you know, for me, I don't like to see talented young fighters being rushed. I understand the whole thing about fighters ducking one another. Yeah, I get all that. But I also don't like to see fighters rushed. I like to see people learn their craft and learn their trade. And when they learn their trade, you know, they when they get to the top, they last longer. They don't become just title holders, that they become world champions with some longevity about them. When you rush your way to a world title, the problem is that a lot of guys who rush themselves to get a world title, they may be a talent and a potential. But when they become a world champion, they're ducking and diving, not being genuine world champions, rather title holders. And that's what's happening in the sport today. You've got guys who are talented, undercooked, have some amount of skill, being rushed and pushed forward. Now, Lawerence Okolie, for me, I would like to see him 2 or 3 defenses of the Commonwealth title. For me, I'd like to see him do that. Matty Askins, he should have pushed past British level, to be honest. Now, Matty Askins should be fighting European and world honors for me now. He shouldn't be fighting British level. He's been around long enough, Matty Askins. And in the cruiserweight division, he should be going on and fighting European and world honors. Personal opinion, that's it. So what do I think of this fight? For Matty Askins, if he gets his ass beat by Lawerence Okolie, for me, why take the fight? Yeah, it's money. You get beat by 10 fight novice, really. Yeah, I know he's an amateur star and all the rest of it, but he's a 10 fight novice. Me, I would swerve. I'd try and swerve a fight against Askin, against Okolie. Good morning, the underrated darkness. Great to see you in the room. J124. I will answer that question later. If I might ask kids, I'd be looking to fight bigger and better opponents and fight. You know, I'm not saying Okolie's not a better, it's not a bad opponent. I just think stages of career. I think now Matt Askin should be fighting, maybe going to America, or maybe getting a fight against an American fighter or a well-known cruiserweight fighter who might not be the best in the world, but just a good fighter that can get his name out there. That's how I'd be managing Matty Askin's career. That being said, when you have a British title, you know, that gives you a position to get into world honors. That also being said, Alexander Usyk is the cruiserweight, undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world. There is a feeling that Usyk will leave the cruiserweight division and move up to the heavyweight division. I think the Tony Bellew fight is the schedule, kind of like the watershed between Usyk the cruiserweight and Usyk the heavyweight. I don't think Alexander Usyk's got any business really wanting to stay as a cruiserweight, having fought in that World Boxing Super Series tournament. I really don't think that he's really got any interest of staying in the cruiserweight division and wants to move up to the heavyweight division. And, you know, the Tony Bellew fight is there. Now, on to Lawerence Okolie. Again, I don't think I'm not happy with the fact that they're rushing his career, but I'm happy that he's taking these tests. I do agree that he should take these sort of fights, but I don't like the idea about him being rushed. JMJ 212, brother, how are we doing? Good morning. So I am unhappy that Okolie's career has been rushed, but I am happy that we're getting to see this fight. So, you know, it's not the way I like to see fighters built. I like to see fighters taking the time. No, I don't agree with the 23-0 fighting nobody, but I do agree with fighters building on the way Lennox kind of built his career up. You know, he went, got certain defenses of the title and built himself up. Good afternoon. Or you upset a few AJ devotees with that Povetkin interview preview. Let me explain something to you, bro. It's simple as this. At the end of the day, if AJ gets his ass knocked out, the same AJ fans that are turning around and at the moment kissing his ass will be the first ones to run out the door and have a dig at him. So I'm just calling it as I see it. I'm not here to, blame Sky Sports for mis-selling Alexander Povetkin. We'll come on to that later. Now, coming back to this fight about Matty Askins, because I want to give these guys a bit of credit here, Matty Askins and Lawerence Okolie. I'm going to say something here that a lot of people are not going to like, but I'm going to say Lawerence Okolie is probably the British version, and you know how America and Britain likes to make comparisons with America. Britain likes to make comparisons with America. I would say Lawerence Okolie is the British version of Deontay Wilder. You think I'm joking? Lawerence Okolie is the British version of Deontay Wilder. Yeah, you ain't gonna like what I'm saying here. Okay, Lawerence Okolie may be a bit more schooled, but he has got the long frame, the long arms, and dynamite in that right hand. And I'm telling you something. Lawerence Okolie, and a lot of people ain't seen it. The only thing about Lawerence Okolie, he always seems to be a bit fragile. But let me tell you something. That boy's got dynamite in his right hand. Absolute dynamite in his right hand. And, a lot of people looking at his Askins fight. This is going to be a good fight. I don't see it being that. I really don't. I see, Askins' only hope for this fight, for me, he's got to get inside on Lawerence Okolie, rough him up, get on the inside, and maybe catch or either counterpunch Okolie by getting on the inside, slipping the jab, getting inside and doing his work. That is the only hope Matty Askins has got this fight. Matty Askins cannot win this fight from long range. Have you seen how long Lawerence Okolie's arms are? And when he puts that jab on you, he puts that sauce on that left jab. There's a reason why he's hot sauce. He puts that left jab on you, and that right hand comes straight through. Now, I told everyone before Matty Askin, before Lawerence Okolie fought, what's this guy's name? I just fought him the other day. I can see him now, and I see the fight as well. Oh boy. Please, somebody help me here before I have to go and look him up. The last guy that Lawerence Okolie knocked out. I can see him now as well. That's it, Luke Watkins. Now, Luke Watkins, I told everyone before Okolie fought Luke Watkins, as the fight was signed, I said the right hand from Luke is on its way to Luke Watkins' chin. It's on his way to Luke Watkins' chin, and it's going to be the right hand that's going to knock Luke Watkins flat out. Because you know what Luke Watkins does? He drops his hands, and you drop your hands, the Okolie jab comes in, the right hand comes over the top, and good night. That's what happens. And I'm afraid to say, Matty Askins is another one who's got those bad tendencies, and he stops and looks at you. He's got bad tendencies where he drops his hands. Leaves his chin in the air, and all Lawerence Okolie has to do is drop the jab on Matty Askins as he brings his hands down, and the right hand over the top, boom, straight through the middle. I can't see. Unless Askins can get on the inside, this is a very basic fight for Lawerence Okolie. I'm sorry. A very basic fight for Lawerence Okolie. Left jab, right hand. That's it. Left jab, right hand. Find a space, drop the jab, bang the right hand right through the middle. I'm sorry. And he's going to get hit with that right hand all night long. So it's just a matter of how much right hands Askins can take. Now, for Askin, what he has to do to avoid that happening is the jab, he's got to slip inside the jab and make Okolie feel uncomfortable throwing that right hand. He's got to stop Okolie throwing that right hand. So either he slips inside, and one way to do that is to shorten the gap and the range between Okolie and himself. He shortens the range, slips inside the jab, and fires his own right hand. Favorite fight of all time, there's only one, Sugar Ray Robinson. And then after that, Henry Armstrong. He's got to shorten the range quickly. That means he's got to shorten it with good footwork. doubling up the jab. Yeah, that's not going to help him though. He's getting capped with Huey and Cassius Chaney. That's fine. That's not going to help him. That's not going to help him in slides because you know what? I don't care who he's sparring with. He even admitted in his sparring session he was getting hit with shots. He's getting hit with shots he shouldn't get hit with. I don't see. The thing is, fighters fight with patterns. Now, if Askins had been addressing the issue 3 or 4 fights ago, then maybe I would have talked about it. I would have said, yeah, Askins is improving. I can see he's keeping his hands up. No, that's not the case. So then what happens with these guys, but a lot of guys in British boxing period, they bring the same game plan into the ring with the same garbage. Not disrespect to Askin himself, but I'm just talking. They come with the same game plan, and they think that same game plan. They bring sparring partners in, and they have the same game plan every time. Come straight forward, hands dropping down by the bad habits, hands down by the side, chin up in the air, and it's a concern for me because the adjustments are not being made. And then what? You're fighting a guy like Lawerence Okolie. He just needs one opportunity. So for me, if you're gonna beat Lawerence Okolie, you got to get on the inside. You got to get on this boy's chest. You got to get on his chest. And Lawerence Okolie, let me tell you something now. I think Lawerence Okolie would be a hard challenge for Tony Bellew even now. Lawerence Okolie, Tony Bellew now is even a tough fight for Tony Bellew. Tony Bellew may have more experience, but Lawerence Okolie, he would be a danger for Tony Bellew. Young, fresh, powerful. The only thing about Lawerence Okolie is his ability to take punishment over a long duration and his durability. Other than that, he's very athletic. And again, I compare him very much to Deontay Wilder. Very much so. In fact, I'd love to see Lawerence Okolie and Deontay Wilder because, the height, the reach, both long arms, and the speed of what a lot of people forget about Lawerence is the speed of what that punch is delivered. Not so much the length, the speed, which generates power. Speed times strength equals power. So this is what's going on here. So for Matty Askins, it could be a very painful night if he cannot get past the jab. It's not just getting past the jab. He's got to disrupt Okolie's rhythm. He's got to make Okolie uncomfortable even setting up that jab. Because everything comes off the jab for Okolie. The jab and then the right hand comes. So he's got to stop Okolie from throwing that jab. And let me tell you something. If Okolie starts touching Askins with a jab and he can whack him with that right hand, fight's done. Fight is done. So Askins has got to disrupt Okolie. He's got to unsettle Okolie. He's got to hurt Okolie. That's it for me. That's how he wins the fight for me, Askins. Can he do it? I don't think so. I think Askins is pretty predictable. And I'm going for Okolie to win this fight by knockout. Again, left jab, right hand combination. And don't forget, don't sleep on the left hook of Okolie either. Don't sleep on the left hook of Okolie. Don't. I think somebody's going to beat Okolie. It's going to be a guy who can get on the inside. Okolie just has to be careful of the overhand right, which I think could be a problem for him against shorter opponents. But other than that, I really do think that Okolie wins this fight in spectacular fashion. I don't think this fight goes 12 rounds. I think he wins in spectacular fashion. I don't see Matty Askins being able to get away from the speed of which Okolie delivers that right hand and that jab, and that will be a problem. Yeah, it's okay sparring against Hughie Fury, and these are bona fide heavyweights, and they are fast in their own right, but they're not as fast as Lawerence Okolie, and they don't punch like Lawerence Okolie, and they don't have the same herky-jerkiness as Lawerence Okolie. Different situation. Yeah, I know they're tall and in their own rights they can box. And Hughie Fury, of course, world youth champion. Much respect to Hughie Fury, but he's not. And Hughie Fury's style is very different to, Lawerence Okolie. In fact, I'd love to see the two of those guys spar. I think that'd be a great sparring session. That being said, Lawerence Okolie for me. I did by the way, I did do a Kuzmin Price preview. If you look at the go look at what goes wrong. I think I did David Price. I did a preview to the fight already. So I've done the Price Kuzmin preview. So yeah, Martin Okolie is a dangerous Dangerous man. Dangerous man. Right. I'm out of here. When I come back, probably going to talk about Golovkin versus Canelo 2. And do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do live commentary for it. Replaying the fight, watching the fight. I've watched the fight once already. I didn't watch it live, and I kind of caught it watching it on, and I caught what like round 1 and 2 and 3, and it skipped to round 12. Don't ask me how it happened. So I'm going to go back, watch it via YouTube, and commentate on the fight live. Well, not live, but rewatch the fight and then score it that way. Okay, I'm out of here. Have a good day. Don't forget to check out roundforroundboxing.com, the new boxing game coming out on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Check out our playlist. The latest fighter signed, Henry Armstrong. All right, I'm out of here. Take care.